Yeah, and I guess if you don't
That's
know
when you
what
go,
you mean,
I want a Coors
then-
Light.
Yeah.
Well, but I feel like if you are going to order a normal beer, you know what kind of beer you like.
You know what you're
Maybe.
fucking about.
Yeah,
hope
you're
so.
like, I know, you know, you like Bud Light or whatever.
I think Shiner Light tastes like a normal beer.
But like, okay, so that's like your baseline for what normal beer
That's
is.
my
is Shiner
it's
Light.
the beeriest tasting beer.
And that, ladies
Then that's
and
what
gentlemen,
you order.
Yeah.
Moanin'. Welcome to a very special episode of Don't Be the Artist. I'm Hagen.
Dave.
I'm Adam. Do I need to leave? Am I at the wrong show?
Perhaps you are,
I like the way you said Hagen.
Hogan. You just got to chew it more.
Yeah, I know.
How are we doing? How's everybody doing? We are so back. Thank you, Ian. Did that throw you off?
Yes, it did.
very much.
I'm already like almost sweating.
I was talking to Kara
Where's your
about
stage
it.
fan?
Yeah, I need it.
Well, yeah, so we can, so the audience can just hear. I was talking to Kara about starting the episode like that, and she was like, "Yeah, it's kind of funny." I'm like, "No, this is fucking gold. How this is perfect. I have to start the episode like that. This has been so long.
I know.
Just give it a nice moaning.
It's like something happened to Hagen while we've been gone, and now he has a pretty severe impediment of some
Hello,
sort.
princesses.
Hello.
Hello.
Speech or thinking.
You are listening to a very special episode of Don't Feed the Artist. Oh, I love it. I can't stop. What's going on,
Hey,
everybody?
what kind of beer does Adam have?
What?
What kind of beer does Adam have?
He has a Shino Premium.
Nice.
Perhaps you could try it after your little Shino bulk. Shino Premium might be perhaps a little better.
Forget all the
Yeah,
notes.
premium.
Forget the episode. You guys are gonna give me prompts and just have me talk like that.
Ian in the chat, yeah, he said, "Why do I have a purple crown that says #1?"
I don't know. You shouldn't question it.
I think that means he's our #1 fan.
I think YouTube must know that. Let me see if I hover over it. What it
Number
says.
one commenter.
Top fans.
Oh
Top
shit!
fan. Top
Yeah.
fans. One of one.
He's won. Yeah.
Wait, but there's like if I click it, there's experience. You have 75 XP. What the fuck is this
Who
shit?
knew
wonder if
we were
that's
going
like-
to turn everything into gaming?
I wonder if he's watched 75 hours of.
That's how. God, that would be a crazy XP grind. Also, he's watched more than 75 hours.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We are so back. It is so exciting. How's everybody been doing?
Okay. It depends on how long I can stay off the internet.
What do you mean?
Just like stop watching the news.
Oh, is there stuff going on?
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
As
Are
long
you?
as-
Is
as
that
long as I'm-
facetious?
No, I know what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As long as I'm not watching the news obsessively, and
Yeah.
then I'm pretty okay. Pretty okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're just inside your house,
Yeah.
everything's okay.
That's kind of it. Yeah.
But you.
Well, now.
If you're inside your house, that you're just staring at your phone probably and just looking at the
No,
news.
he might be watching
Yeah.
movies off of a server that has been off for a month.
Yeah. It's
I
Adam's
thought
fault.
it was okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna text you about it though, but it doesn't matter.
I fucking did.
Somebody did who I haven't talked to in 4 or 5 years, which was funny to me.
Really?
I was like,
I haven't spoken to in 4
that is
years.
bold. Because I
That's
don't
so
care that
funny.
they're still on it. It's just funny to
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
That's so
you
funny.
went into iMessage and saw there was no message history, or you saw it was 4 or 5 years ago, and you're like,
You
I'm
still
still going to
messaged.
do it.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. I'm not offended. He's not listening, but
Sure,
if
sure,
he
sure.
were,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
offended. It's just funny.
Yeah. I mean, ignoring the news is definitely like the way to go.
Yeah.
It's just hard because I do want to stay informed.
I mean, yeah. I mean, all I listen to is like political stuff when I'm
Yeah.
not listening to music. So,
But I don't know. It stresses me out, man.
yeah, it is stressful.
So
but
yeah, I'm good though. How are you?
dude, let me tell you, there's such a I think in general, I think I'm doing pretty good. I spent I did a lot of stuff in the last month. Played a lot. We did, it's been we haven't done an episode since we did the run with the Louisiana boys.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we did that, which was like it's not I call it fucking a run. We played
Well,
in
you-
Texas a bunch.
You played out in Tyler, and my wife and I looked if we could drive there on the way back from Arkansas. We were going to miss your set
Yeah.
during that stupid storm that canceled our flight,
nothing?
and it destroyed a bunch of shit around
Oh, really?
where we drove through. It was not fun.
Okay.
It's really important.
You guys missed it. You were in Thailand.
It's really important it's really important that we don't harp on the storm because I'm going to come across like a dick, like real fast.
I
So,
wanna
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh yeah.
so I think that it's pretty important that we just note there was a storm that night, and that's all it was. But yeah, we played in Tyler. It was like there was the only thing that I would note of that was that the fact that we were like driving. It's like 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5
Yeah.
hours from here.
Yeah.
And so we were like going back and forth about like these bands in the group chat were like. The weather looks bad. The weather looks bad. The weather looks bad. And then they're waiting for the venue to like make a decision. It's like, sorry, if you want to drop, you got to make that call, big dog. Like the venue's not going to tell you, sorry, you can like, oh, do you want to drop, sweetie? Like they
Is
tried.
it an outdoor venue?
So it was an outdoor stage. They moved us indoors like
Okay.
pretty much immediately.
That's their answer.
Yeah. But they were worried.
They're still going to do the show.
They were worried about the drive back. That was the band's
Did they know
biggest concern.
they could wait there?
They were like, we have work in the morning and we can't
That's cool, but you could wait there. Like,
Well, they said
the
they had
storm will
work
be
in the
gone
morning.
pretty soon.
They
Like,
said they had work in the morning after somebody was like, "Hey, we have a place to stay if anybody needs to crash."
yeah. I get not wanting to stay there overnight. That makes sense.
Sure,
But,
sure,
like,
sure.
We drove around the storm basically by like being quick and then like waiting half an hour.
Yeah.
That was all you had to do.
And that was like our big thing was like if the storm is bad, we'll just pull over and just
Yeah.
wait. Like it was,
Yeah.
but anyway, so we played with our friends from Louisiana, makeshift tape deck. We did a Dallas show, a Denton show, and a Tyler show.
2 great shows.
I can imagine.
Which one was the not?
Sorry, 2 great venues. 3 great shows.
I definitely know which one was not the great
Yeah.
one for me, but Tyler was amazing, man. Let me the only reason I really want to harp on this is because maybe it's just small town type shit, but like the fact that there's just I guess not a lot to do out there. The crowd is just awesome. Like
Every time we play
every
there.
time, yeah. It's just like it's packed. It's like first note of the set, they're like dancing and moshing already. We had people who wanted to take pictures with the band afterwards.
That's fun.
People who posted on their socials on their like stories, like I dead ass like threw up after moshing like so hard to this band. I was like, well, that's crazy. I've never moshed so hard I fucking threw up. But yeah, so we did that. I started playing with this new country guy that was a ton of fun. I played in the Stockyards, which was a crazy experience to play. I've been to the Stockyards. I've played the Stockyards. I haven't played that like
That's
that.
like the Stockyards.
Yeah.
There's maybe 2 other places that are more stockyardy.
Filthy McNasties.
Filthy McNasty's is pretty stockyardy.
Yeah. And so
And the White Elephant Saloon.
Yeah. And so
It's a saloon.
That does sound like the most.
yeah.
This place was like, there's people like in line to get in while we're playing. Where the drums are is one way the main way people get into the bar. They also open a window behind me, so like the people who are letting people in, and there's also, mind you, an outdoor bar right there too. They're like, there's all they hear is just drums right next to them while they're trying to handle the people. But
Like
it's
a house show.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like a house show. And it's just party chaos, like nonsense. It's just like a house show.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and then I would say like the craziest part was not only the fact that like we played a country set, and then as soon as we were done, like the last note, a DJ starts, and it's like I think it was
Everybody in the club, let me see your hand.
I think they started with Wobble.
Yeah.
Because there's also like line dancing stuff, obviously, at a country
Sure,
club,
yeah.
and they have a dance for Wobble. So Wobble was the first song, and then then it was time to like tear down and load out, which was like felt fucking impossible because all these people were right there where I needed to go out of, and they just didn't care.
No.
It was constantly a line of people, and I'm like, I'm holding a 24-inch bass drum.
No,
You're
I
supposed to just
will.
hang out and party.
It's Fort Worth, man. They just move slow there.
I guess so. And
or just don't move.
Or they don't move.
mind you, we are in Texas, and 2 of us are Texans. We don't speak like that, right?
Right.
But when you cross that border into the Stockyards, everybody starts talking, even if they didn't before. We're in the month of July, and it was it was that kind of shit instantly, and I was like, God, I'm afraid to like. I'm not talking like this.
No,
Everybody is just.
It's Disneyland for cowboys.
Well, yeah, except the parking is almost as expensive depending on where you are.
Yeah,
But
the walking.
The walking. That venue is like, do you want to park on the dirt road in the back or the brick road in the front?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hagen got the nice parking,
I
which
did.
is the brick parking.
It was very good. But then the lead singer was like, "Hey, you got to pull your mirror in because someone's going to hit it."
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good point.
Or a horse.
Yeah,
Will
or
hit
a
it.
horse is gonna eat it.
Happens a lot.
But yeah, that's there's been that and a couple other things, but otherwise it's been a wild. How long has it been? Doesn't matter. Adam, what you been doing?
Like 4 weeks or so at least. Maybe.
Who's
Maybe
counting?
more.
Somebody?
I don't know. I've been doing things. Went to a family wedding that was good. That's where the beer's from.
That's why we have all those.
That's some beers from that people didn't want. So
We want it.
yeah.
He's not saying us, the people.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
saying
Some other people didn't.
Yeah. If we were at that wedding, all of the Michelobes would be gone.
I don't know. There was a lot.
Oh, then,
okay.
So there was a lot.
Sure. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
that was nice.
At least 12 of them would be gone.
That was nice. Flew there and then drove back because our flight got canceled because of that storm. And then we were like, well, how could we go to Tyler? Like half seriously, and it was already too late.
That
was
would've
going to
been
happen
so
with the storm.
crazy.
That would have been so funny.
We were thinking like it would be funny to just show up.
Yeah.
And you guys be like, why did you drive out here?
The funniest thing would have been if you just sent your wife in without you. Like,
That would be
just
hilarious.
for the first minute.
Yeah.
Well, and she's from there, so not from there, but grew up there. So
Right.
I think Hagen knew that part.
I
at
did,
least. So
yeah.
you'd be like, I don't know, maybe she's just back here visiting somebody here.
Yeah. That would have been so funny.
on a family trip. Who knows?
Yeah.
But,
Well, I knew you were out of town, so it would have been equally
okay,
as surprising.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that was fine. So,
Okay, nice. And now that we're here, it's important to note that we're also not going to have another episode next week.
for a couple of weeks.
Probably or the week after.
Yeah, we'll see if we decide to do one without you, Adam.
It's
Yeah.
fine. You can.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to Germany next week to visit my family. And I don't know where you're going or if you want to say where you're going, but
I mean, I'm going to Pennsylvania again.
oh, nice.
Same
yeah,
as
yeah.
last year, not for
Oh,
any
okay,
reason
yeah.
to do anything illegal or anything. Whatever happened up there when I was up there last time,
That's good.
I
I
just
like
missed
that.
it by a day.
Yeah, exactly. You just missed it.
You
You just a little bit,
Yeah.
tiny bit. Yeah. So I will be going to Germany for a week to see my family. It's going to be great. We're going to go to this really this small town, but they're doing this German folk festival. The actual translation I think for this is like. I think like costume festival, but it is like a German, like just everyone's wearing all the German shit you can imagine, lots of beer, all that kind of shit. So
It just sounds like an excuse for Oktoberfest before Oktoberfest.
yeah, but it's less like I don't know. I actually don't know. I'll
I'm
report
interested
back.
if that's the
Yeah.
case. That'd be funny
Yeah.
if they just do that a couple times a year and they're like, well,
Yeah.
we just need a reason.
But it is a really small like city with like thousands of people. Like there's not just like there's like people from other countries. Like I looked at like the music for this and there's like American like German bands that are coming to
cool.
this. So it's like people from all over are coming to this festival of some kind. So it's going to be a ton of fun. Am I going to do Hast mich? Do you know what Du hast mich means?
You hate me? I hate you?
Let's see if Ian has it.
Yeah.
And then
Du
what
hast Michelob?
did you guys get sponsored by Michelob? We wish.
Yeah,
That's the dream.
that'd be
That's
awesome.
the fucking dream,
Yeah,
isn't
turn
it?
the labels over. Turn the Michelob labels over so that they can see inside the Shiner box.
That is
That
is
way
the
they
dream.
might sponsor,
Shiner
Who
box.
knows? Shiner box.
So yeah, I that's gonna be. Yeah, can we just wait? It's turned away. That's
Yeah,
good.
okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a ton of fun, but I'll be gone. I guess you could do an episode. You could get into my house.
I told you, dude. Every time you mention
We
this,
could, but
we're
like,
not doing it.
It wouldn't be live for one thing. We wouldn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
You could,
like
it's
I
not
could.
hard.
No.
The amount of times that you've had to troubleshoot things, and the amount of times I've never paid attention to what you're doing.
Yeah. Realistically, what would happen is like I would just bring my MacBook and we'd record on Logic there and then upload it later.
Yeah.
I'm recording on a Mac. You could just use my iMac to record. It's right there.
I don't want to log into your computer. That's weird.
Okay, sure.
And then we couldn't do the live thing anyway, for sure. I know that.
That's fair.
Like if that's on Windows. I don't even know how to do that.
That's okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are back. There obviously is a lot of music news to talk about, but I have
What was there?
there was a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
there's a lot.
There was a lot of stuff.
I didn't see anything.
But I have very meticulously picked some stuff. Now, before we go too deep, did you guys look at the list? Did you guys look into the things I sent?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
okay.
good list.
What I could, what wasn't behind a paywall.
Oh, sure. Okay.
It's
yeah.
a good list. What was behind a paywall?
The vulture stuff.
Oh.
It wasn't for me.
Wasn't for me. Have you read Vulture articles before? Because you might have an amount. Anyway, not the point. I very meticulously picked out some stuff, and I wanted to start light. I know what you're thinking. If you have listened to the show before, whenever I say that, it usually means we're not going to start light. But I mean it this time. I genuinely mean it this time. This first thing we're covering today is maybe the funniest thing a fan has ever done in the last year at least. I would say so. So Green Day likes to bring up like fans to play stuff, right?
A lot.
This has happened many times. They will like bring up fans to play. I don't know if it's always Good Riddance, but
No, it's basically whatever the person says they can play.
okay, yeah, gotcha.
But I remember it so well because there was one time where he brought a kid up and then ripped his earplugs out.
Oh, that's
And
right.
was like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
need these. It's like,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
he fucking does, dude.
Right. Yeah. So he invited this kid up to play Good Riddance, I guess, because they knew he could play it. And he starts to play it like really slowly, and it seems like he doesn't know what he's doing. Now I'm gonna pull it up for us so we can watch it. Hopefully this all works the way it's supposed to.
See, Adam and I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, we would have just been like, you can go find it.
So I'll turn it down for a second while it plays, but because I don't want to play the whole thing. But it does. So he puts on the guitar and he's playing it slowly. Now I always find it so incredible when, like, I don't know how old this kid is. He looks like he's maybe like 15,
15 to 14, yeah,
Like
who
I
knows?
like this was like the pipe dream, right? Is like, oh, what if like I was like, what if I was like pulled up on stage? But that's like so nerve wracking. And this kid
He
starts
seems
off
to handle it pretty well.
like kind of playing everything a little bit like. It's a little slow. He tells him a little faster.
Billy Joel's trying to speed him
It
up.
just seems like he has bad time, maybe. It's like, oof, that's a little rough, but it's okay. Tries to tell him the chords here.
Oh God.
And then he just,
"Oh, fuck you."
and then he
I
just
like how it
jumps.
took him a second to realize, and he's like, is he actually?
Bro just jumps right into playing Wonderwall.
Okay, hear me out. This guy was hired by Oasis to promote the Oasis
The fact that their
shows.
first show is on Friday.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of talk about the fact that that is the case.
That's pretty good.
People, I don't know. There's a whole lot of talk that it's like that this is what happened, that he was
it's
hired.
so
But
awkward.
it is the funniest thing that kid could have done.
Yeah.
that is and to be totally fair, Billy Joe handled that excellently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was like, oh fuck you, and just takes the guitar back. Like that is the perfect way to handle that. There's a lot of angles of this, which I think is so funny. People are like, oh, look at this. It's just watch one video. You get the gist.
Yeah.
But I am such a big fan. And yes, since they are playing their first show starting on Friday for the reunion,
I mean, if it actually happens.
Yeah, right.
That's one of those I'll believe it when I see it.
They still have time.
Yeah.
I died at that. That was one of the funniest things I could have imagined.
Yeah, I can't honestly think of a funnier song to play. Like maybe Careless Whisper.
I think it's unfortunate that song, like unfortunate or fortunate, I guess, depending, but like it's like such an odd meme song.
Yeah, it's a guitar guy song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's just I don't know, like because it's a meme song, it gets really like played out in the fact people are doing the bit. But that guy nailed that whole the whole bit. Like he makes you think he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He plays it too slow and then just right into Wonderwall.
Dude.
The only thing he was missing was like, can I have a capo?
Yeah,
to put it on
exactly.
capo
Capo
2
2.
to play Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Or if he had one on him, he just pulls it
Yeah,
out.
it's just like,
Hold on a second.
well, actually, this is how you play Good Riddance, right?
He had good comedic timing, though, for sure.
Yeah, it was brilliant,
I
absolutely
like
brilliant.
that he walked up to the front of the stage too. Like, look at me, motherfuckers. Mm-hmm.
And then
hilarious.
trails off like he doesn't
Yeah.
know it. And
Yeah.
it's like,
It's brilliant. So the next light item that I have is just actually probably this maybe is funnier to me than than the Green Day thing. So Lorde released a new album. I believe it was last Friday it came out. And Lord released it on obviously all sorts of mediums. There's like vinyl, and then there's obviously a CD. Now,
Well, hold on. You say obviously her last album didn't have a CD.
Yeah, this is right. Yeah,
And
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that was like she was doing a whole thing about like it's bad to make CDs, but now it's like I'd like more money, please.
I
I don't know if that's what it is. I have no idea. I haven't listened to this album because I don't care anymore. But
yeah. I'm kind of
Yeah,
in the,
yeah.
I'll-
Yeah, the Lord deep dive kind of was. I was like, all right,
oh, even I just mean like after that last album, I'm like I don't care anymore.
Yeah. So I think eventually I would like to listen to this album, but not necessarily the point. So she releases a CD with this album, which is a fully like clear, transparent piece of plastic CD. So this, if you put this in some CD players, just doesn't work. Well, Adam, why does this not work? Tech guy.
CDs work with lasers and it just shines. I don't know what the reason is. Like it works on some and not others. I
yeah.
would expect this wouldn't work at all.
Apparently, like some.
Which would be really funny if a CD producer convinced her that like this is a thing and it's just not.
Apparently, like newer CD players are okay playing it. But I'm gonna pull up another TikTok for us to watch, which is a
guess-
person who couldn't play.
Yeah,
newer CD players.
Yeah,
They
so
still
like
make them.
yeah,
guess
they still
so.
do. I would guess it's a different type of like laser has to be used or something like a Blu-ray
Yeah.
player, a Blu-ray player, whatever.
A Blu-ray whale.
One of those.
Actually,
One of those.
player.
Those still get made.
Yeah.
and those have a different type of laser, but they can read CDs, so maybe that's what it is.
Oh,
Is like high-end like stereo things can play them.
interesting.
Or honestly, it'd be kind of funny to me, and this would make sense. Maybe older CD players work more reliably, but nobody knows. Like,
yeah. It's most of the comments that I read on different TikToks about this. People were like, "Oh, my new car works just fine with a CD with like that has
Hold
a
on,
CD
new
player."
car.
I know, right?
Yeah, new car with a
Yeah.
CD player.
No.
New
But
to you.
then
It's new to you.
there's people who
'Cause
have,
you're
like,
poor.
1992 Toyota Camry.
There's people who have like nice like stereo systems and it's working. There's people who have nice stereo systems and it's not working.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's a weird gamble that I don't know if anyone's necessarily figured out why. But this is a person who
I guess-
But whoever decided to design this is a idiot because
I-
it's a clear CD.
God, it looks so stupid.
And do you know what that means? It means that cars can't read this CD. Walkmans cannot read this CD.
Walkmans.
This is
Cars
how
can't read
a
anything.
normal CD goes in.
Cargo-
so I
cargo
would go
space?
low.
Yeah.
I have a 6-stacker CD,
How old is this car?
and then you go in,
It just doesn't go. Oh, okay.
No, no, it has-
and
one
it just
in,
goes
okay.
in nice and easy.
She said it's a
Oh, look
six-stack
at that,
CD
Addison. We
in a
love
car.
that.
That's an old
Let's
car.
eject
That's an
it.
old car with a
This
CD
is
changer.
the Lord CD.
Just like shoving a piece of plastic into your fucking car. That's wild.
It looks like some of them just don't have grooves on them.
Yeah, I don't. Well, it's
Yeah, I don't know how you manufacture that.
yeah.
I know it's possible because like I remember that being a thing.
Yeah.
where you could have that, but
And to be 100%, I don't know enough about how this stuff works for me to like begin to like explain. But what I do know is that that's probably the funniest thing that Lord could ever do. Is
know-
release a CD that doesn't work.
She didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, I hope she did.
it's really funny after not wanting to have CDs at the last album, and
Right.
being like, let's produce them CDs that can't even be played. Just go straight in the trash.
We have CDs. We didn't say they'd work.
Yeah.
It is.
I wonder if it's a thing that is only on slot loading CD drives because it has to reflect back for it to know it's there.
I saw someone with like I mean
Or
I
the
don't
tray
know.
ones maybe don't work
I
too,
saw
but-
one with like a guy that looked like they had like a CD drive that took out of a computer
Yeah.
and put it in there and shut it and it didn't work. But I mean, yeah, it was funny that she said Walkman. But
Well, I don't know what country that she's from, but do they just have cars with CDs still? Like
yeah, I guess.
wherever that is.
But
'Cause maybe that is actually a thing. Maybe it is a thing that American cars don't have CD players and the rest of the world does. I have no idea. I'll find out in September.
I was reading about like it was something on Reddit about this where somebody was like, yeah, I saw a lot of like Gen Z people like buying CDs again, and so like maybe that's why. But
so weird.
yeah, I don't know. So maybe new CD
Just
players are
use
fine.
Tidal like everybody else.
Yeah, just don't do it. This is our warning to Gen Z.
No, I meant if you want higher quality, just use Tidal while it's around.
CDs aren't that much higher quality.
Then the base Spotify tier.
Sure, yeah. But like I mean, use do anything else? Do anything else? Yeah. It's all lasers, man. Sharks with freaking laser beams.
Sharks with freaking laser beams.
That was the
Okay,
upgraded
that's
package on the cars.
So we have a little bit of like a catch-up thing, but first, before the catch-up thing, we do need to cover one thing. So this is old. Yeah. Okay. Now Vulture's telling me I can't use it.
You looked at it too many times now.
I did. I must have. Zach Starkey was, as we know, kicked out of the Who, and then brought back in, and then kicked out. Right.
Yeah.
So because of this, I don't know if it's because of this, honestly, but Ringo had some very I guess harsh some choice words at Roger Daltrey. I don't know if it's because of this or not, but he said that he never liked how Roger Daltrey ran how that little man ran his band, and which is like such a here we go. He said, I've never liked the way that little man runs that band, which is such a funny thing for Ringo Starr to say.
Yeah, he's not very tall for one thing either. But, that's a very British like insult, I feel.
I mean, it's just
Little man.
It seems like a very like
Yeah.
silly, a silly little insult.
Well, and just like runs his band in general. Like I've never liked how that guy runs his band. Maybe that's its own thing on its
Sure.
own, but then just be like, no, just little man.
Yeah. And they're like that little man runs his band, which takes us to, it seems like Zach Starkey is going to be, I mean, he was always going to be okay, but I guess this is a new band that he's in called Mantra of the Cosmos, which is him, a guy named Sean Ryder, and Bez and Andy Bell. I don't know these people. They're from other bands. Happy Mondays and Ride are the bands that they're from.
Yeah,
don't know. They call it a supergroup. Maybe that's just super for someone else. I don't know. But this new song from this band, Mantra of the Cosmos, called Rip Off, features the Beatles kids.
Yeah.
We have Sean Lennon
Yeah.
and James McCartney on this track. Before anyone's asking, I haven't listened to it. No, I don't give a shit.
No, I don't. That's not enough for me to go listen to it.
But there is the interesting
Are they
thing.
going to be the new artist of the year at the Grammys?
Well, there is this thing of like people who are like, you know, when this happened, everybody was like, "Oh my god, the kid, like the Beatle Kids band, it's happening, like they're going to do it." And there have been reports of people being like, "Well, we tried, but like I think it was McCartney's kid said like that Zach didn't want to do it."
Yeah.
And so like, which I don't blame him. Like, why? Like, that seems like such a weird thing. You are already like knowingly or not, or living in the shadow of your parents. Why would you want to like make that much more intense by literally being like the kids' version of your?
It'd be cool as like
band.
a charity kind of thing. Maybe
Yeah,
a one-off.
for sure.
Like do
Yeah.
it.
Write a song together
Yeah.
just to see what it would sound like.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that would be awesome.
I very much like the way it was reported was very funny, and then to find out that it wasn't just them making a song was like, oh, well, this is whatever. But it would be funny to see them all make a band, because like when they said that statement of Zach not wanting to do it was back in 2012, and so, but who knows, we might get Beatles Kids. So Zach Starkey is doing just fine.
He's gonna be, I saw an interview with him where he was like, I don't know, maybe I'll join Oasis. Fuck.
That's so funny. that'd be so funny. Because we never got the fucking end of drummer fucking musical chairs. So
Yeah, I mean, you could join Foo Fighters.
Or join the Foo Fighters. yeah.
God, that would truly
There were
be the funniest
legitimately
thing.
people saying that they think he's going to join the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, those people are
It's like,
dumb.
it's not gonna happen.
Those people are not paying attention.
I wanted him to join the Foo Fighters, but not because I was like, this is gonna sound great, because this is gonna be really funny. Like, and then he'll get kicked out of 2 bands in 1 year.
Yeah, that's another band will get fired from. Fuck this.
Oh, and we know that'll get handled really well with Foo Fighters.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
if he were to join the Foo Fighters and get fired, he would get fired for not playing loud enough.
Right.
That it would be the inverse of the Who. So now we're moving on to the more serious matters, and these are things that I think will take some time, and these are everything is about Spotify. I don't want to give them my fucking attention, but it's important to talk about it and talk shit.
Yes.
We're here to talk shit. So do you guys know the band Deerhoof?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like noisy band, noise punk, noise pop kind of thing. I'm not super familiar with their music, but I've heard stuff, and I did a little bit of listening, but yeah, definitely more like a noise, leaning in that direction type band. And they announced, as a pretty like staple of the indie scene, they announced that they are removing all of their music from Spotify. They don't know when that officially is going to happen, like when their music will officially be off the platform, but their label was like, we're in full support. Now, we've talked about this before, but there's another update because Daniel Ek, the CEO of Spotify, has invested another like $700 million, which he's done before in like weapons of mass destruction, and now he's doing it with like AI battle drones.
Yeah, the last time he did that was when I was like, fuck, I can't use Spotify anymore.
Sure, yeah, exactly. Well, and it's a really tough place to like be in for that, because like I think a band like that, they are so well, like they found their community, they found their scene, they found where they kind of fit in, and them removing their music is a really good statement to make. But it is one of those things where like if every band does this, it could work, but you would have to have a full-on movement, because at this point in time, every band needs to be on a streaming service, and Spotify is like the one you want to be on.
Yeah, and what didn't Neil Young leave and then come back?
Yeah. But he left.
I know it doesn't
Because of Joe Rogan.
I know it doesn't matter that he left and came back, but like I hate.
There's other artists
I hate
that have
that
done
this
it too.
seems like that is likely what will happen.
Yeah.
I don't think that they will, because they're like a very different, like I don't know. They are much more of that DIY. They're not. They're like much. They have a niche.
Their audience might follow them more likely than Neil Young.
110%. And they haven't said that they're leaving all streaming services. As far as I can tell, they're just leaving Spotify.
That's true.
So that's kind of and that has definitely opened up a lot of other conversation as far as this goes. Is like is it like, if you leave Spotify, why would you not just leave all of them? Because it's not like Apple's a great company either. It's not like,
they're not making drone bombs.
Sure.
Yeah, that's kind of a slippery slope, because it's like, exactly.
If you're going to draw the
Spotify's setting
line, like that's
the
an
line.
easy line.
Yeah, I fully agree with you on that.
Because they're not doing it because of the money aspect.
Right,
or
they're
the
not
AI aspect or any other things
right.
like that.
They are backing out because of the way that their CEO invests his
Who
money.
is just a personal dick.
Yeah, he just sucks so much.
And artists have pointed this out already. This isn't new, but like literally Spotify has nothing else except for music streaming and podcasts. And so if everybody stopped and took all their shit off, it's dead.
Right. 100%.
Yeah, the artists should have the better hand there than Spotify does, especially because their podcast like venture failed, basically.
Absolutely.
They lost shit tons of money on it.
Yeah.
And nobody is like, none of their podcasts are even exclusive anymore, right?
Right.
Like I think all of them
none of them
are just everywhere, which is how it should be for podcasts. But like,
one thing I noticed is some are video exclusive on Spotify. Which
Sure,
is
but I don't think that
such a
matters
weird platform
that
to watch
much.
videos on.
It was never good.
Yeah, still is like just bizarre. You can find their statement on their Instagram, on Deerhoof's Instagram, about all this, so you can read it yourself. But I will read one tiny little bit, which is they say, one of the claims often made about Spotify is that it theoretically makes one's music discoverable by anyone who signs up, no matter how remote they may be from the self-proclaimed centers of hipness. But just because someone is far from Western gatekeepers does not mean they lack culture or need to hear our band. Deerhoof is a small mom-and-pop operation, and knowing enough is enough. We aren't capitalists and don't wish to take over the world, especially if the price of, quote, discoverability is letting oligarchs fill the globe with computerized weaponry. We're going to pass on the supposed benefits.
There you go.
And I think that's a really like important thing, especially for like they noted themselves, we are a mom and pop operation. We are this way, and it's good that they're able to make that sacrifice to go. We were not willing to like and I think that this is a tough thing, is that a lot of bands are seeing this, I think, and going, should I do this? And I think that you should ask yourself, like, where are you right now as a band, and is that something that you're willing to risk, or is like your like kind of not necessarily your morals, but just like where do you like, what's going to feel more important to you in this moment? Is it going to be to have your band like stay there, or like you're not really showing support by having, I mean, you could argue it is support by having your music on Spotify, but I don't think it's the same thing as like actively like going, go listen to my music on Spotify. If you just put it on there, it's just more places people could find it. But if you do want to remove it, I think that is also a good idea. But I do think that streaming I think like you said, it's a slippery slope. I think the line of Spotify is a good place. Everything else on streaming is kind of like people need to hear your music somewhere, right?
You got to choose your battles.
Yeah,
and unfortunately,
that
that's
war
just
is
the way
already-
that it is now. You have to have it on streaming.
That war is already lost. It's,
Yeah.
streaming is how music is listened to now. That's how it is.
Absolutely. Ian said Spotify was so good for me when it came out. The platform was super functional and easy to use. The algorithm got so bad so fast in the last few years. I have heard nothing but bad things about the algorithm for people who actively use Spotify. There's parts of me that like sometimes like blame people because they're like, I didn't know my favorite band released an album, and I'm like, is that your favorite band then? Is that like that's a weird thing to say if that's like your favorite band, but sure. I mean, but definitely their discoverability and stuff like that has definitely diminished. And because I think you're right, they've put so much in like the podcasts and they've put so much in these other ventures that is just not what people went to Spotify for, which was just a great music streaming platform that gave people new music and new stuff to find constantly.
Well, and the reason for wanting to do podcasts and audiobooks isn't for the benefit of customers. It's so that they can have less of their spending costs, like operation costs, go to paying like music royalties. They don't have to pay anything for a podcast.
Right. That's very
Like,
true.
other than like, if they want to hire Joe Rogan or whatever. But most podcasts that people like ours is on Spotify, and people listen to it there, and we don't get paid, but also it doesn't cost Spotify anything.
Right.
They want more of that, which leads us into, other things with Spotify that we'll talk about.
Yeah. Which is right now. So this next thing, I asked you guys at the very beginning if you guys read the notes. Had you guys heard about this beforehand? Okay. I was assuming so, but I was just curious. And I'm assuming that everybody who's listening right now has heard about it too. And maybe you've even heard about the most recent update that I saw at like 3:00 today. So, which I didn't put in the notes because I was like, oh, this new tech dropped. There is a band on Spotify called The Velvet Sundown. They showed up 2 weeks ago on Spotify, and the numbers have been going up. So I believe as of right now, they're at like 700,000 monthly listeners. But like as it was kind of getting popular, this band was 350,000 monthly listeners. That was like the big like title, but it keeps going up and keeps going up. It's a band that everybody believes to be is AI. Now, I don't want to pull up the picture. I don't want to like give them more attention than what we're going to talk about, but you can look up the picture. I actually probably will read their bio because the picture is a good thing of like, hey, this looks like AI, but their bio to me reads like I've asked AI to write stuff for me. It reads like that. It reads exactly like that.
You could be a new artist and have a AI like image as your bit, maybe.
Sure.
Because like they're on social media posting like other images that are obviously AI.
Absolutely.
It's like I could believe that's a bit.
Yeah.
That like the band's like, we don't want anybody to know who we are. It's just kind of funny. We're doing this AI thing. And it's like, hey, this is us on a beach. And you're like, that's obviously AI.
Yeah.
But like the
It could be a fun bit and I could get behind it maybe. But there's more there.
Just looking at the name, like Velvet Sundown, like Velvet Underground.
Well, do you like? Did you see the song names?
Oh, the song names are even more.
What was
Dust on the Wind?
Dust on the Wind.
Come on.
Yeah. Rebel Shout.
Yeah.
Like The Wind Still Knows Our Name. Like that sounds like so fake. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a really, and I think honestly one of my biggest things that kind of gave away it was the AI, aside from the picture and the description, was that they released an album called Floating on Echoes on June 5th. They had a release called Dust and Silence, another album, on June 20th, and they're releasing another album in 12 days called Paper Sun Rebellion. Who the fuck releases that much music like that fast?
They're just following what the Spotify CEO said, release more music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're looking at their 751.2 thousand listeners, right? Monthly listeners. Which, to be fair, like however they got to their 350, as soon as everybody started talking about it, everybody went and listened to it.
Sure.
So,
but were those first 250 real? Probably not.
No, it's definitely not. So like some of the description is like, I'm gonna read just like the first part of their bio, just so you can really feel how like fake this is. There's something quietly spellbinding about the Velvet Sundown. You don't just listen to them, you drift into them. Their music doesn't shout for your attention. It seeps in slowly, like a scent that suddenly takes you back somewhere you didn't expect. Their sound mixes textures of 70s psychedelic alt rock and folk rock, yet it blends effortlessly with modern alt pop and indie structures. Shimmering tremolos, warm tape reverbs, and the gentle swirl of organs give everything a sense of history without it feeling ever forced. You know what that sounds like? It's fucking Jack White wrote it.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds like fucking Jack White's poems.
There's probably aren't 700,000 like Gen Z people that know half of those words. And I'm not shit. Like, that's our fault as a generation for not teaching them those words. But I mean, like, who is that appealing to?
They probably just, I mean, they had AI summarize it, you know.
Of course.
Right.
So sounds like Led Zeppelin and what's its name? The band that people were shitting on years ago.
Oh.
Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to put them out of a job.
So here was my favorite part of this whole venture is that I was scrolling Twitter and I happened across their Twitter account. Did you guys look at this at all?
No.
Okay. Fucking great.
Yeah, this is when they posted those photos, right? Where it's like,
Now,
we're going on tour soon.
they posted last night or this morning that they were going to announce a tour really soon. My favorite part of this whole thing is that this band has like a fake Twitter account. It could be run by somebody else entirely, or it could be run by AI.
Well,
Who
true.
knows what
You
it is?
You can't tell anymore if anything's real. On
Right.
Twitter.
This could be a meme. This could be somebody trolling. Who knows? But the whole point of this fucking Twitter is just to basically argue with everybody that's saying that they're fake. They even posted today 9 hours ago, because a lot of their posts was like they would reshare an article and they'd go, well, I wish somebody would have reached out to us. We could have said that we're not AI. But they just posted one today that said, had some amazing calls with journalists today and looking forward to their reporting. Hopefully we will be able to turn the page on this debate and get back to having fun, making music, and keeping it real. We'll respond to everyone in our inbox and then hit pause to catch our breath. I tried to DM him and it didn't work. I don't know why, but because I was like really angling on like, I really want to see if they'll just give me an AI response. Like if I go like, hey, I'm on a podcast, a music podcast called Don't Be the Artist.
Yeah, we're media.
We want to cover you guys being like, you guys, all the claims that you're AI. I would love to hear I'd love to like get a statement from you. And for some
By the
reason,
way, love your music.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just an AI voice comes back to you.
And my for some reason the DM didn't work. But all that to be said, that this is their Twitter account is gold. It's just them fucking resharing all this stuff. And they are supposedly doing a tour announcement next week, which is hysterical. Now, if you look at them on Instagram, I think there's like 3 different accounts that are Instagrams. So it's not unclear if any of these are like associated with
people
probably
capitalizing
not
on
right.
it.
Yeah, exactly. But the Twitter page is so fucking funny. It is like it's so good to see this like. So my thing with the Twitter page is that I think that it's an AI that is told to refute that it's an AI. That it like every time somebody says they're an AI, they're supposed to go in and go, we're not AI. That's fucking crazy. Like we're real, man.
Yeah, they keep
real.
saying we're real.
They keep saying that, and like, what the fuck?
And they capitalize R in real, which is weird.
Yeah, and then they post more fake fucking pictures. And so, yeah, there actually was a repost that somebody tweeted out of the fake picture and said, best new artist, and then they retweeted
I
that.
saw
Oh my god. So I mean, it should be the simple fix if they were actually real, which if we just indulge and pretend that it's true.
The only way we'll know that is if they come on the show.
Oh yeah, or just make a video.
Well,
Do a live stream.
No, you can fake videos now too.
Can't fake a live stream though with AI,
you
right?
Could, you could.
Really?
Yeah. You could just pre-record a video that seems like it's live.
Oh.
Well, you could do a number of things.
There's a lot of things, but if they just walked in that door, that would show that they're real.
Honestly,
Yeah.
if they did post a video, that would be
That
something.
would help.
Like they haven't posted a
Well,
single fucking video.
Yeah.
Maybe the reason is the video is still rendering. You know.
No, sure, of course. Yeah.
exporting.
Yeah, ChatGPT is trying to figure that one
Yeah.
out. So obviously everybody is reporting on this. So I did include in the notes I sent you guys Rick Beato's video. Did you guys happen to
No.
get a chance to watch it?
I did actually. Yeah.
Okay. Is that your first time watching Rick Beato?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Music Boomerdom.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of how I felt watching it.
So he actually in that video, because he was trying to investigate, because he was like, there was something that he was quoting that was like, who's going to be able to police this? And he was like, well, me. That's what I'm here for. So he.
Oh yeah. Let's send Rick Beato to figure out
think-
the latest technology.
I think more what he's
he
saying
has a
is
good
like,
take though in this.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think what he's saying is that like a musician,
Sure.
a pro musician is supposed to be the one that is investigating if this is AI or not, right? Because some like people who are like very into technology that I know who are into AI are excited for the ideas of AI music, which is so weird to me.
They're wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I keep arguing with them about it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm sure you do. Yeah.
so he uses Logic's AI system to break the song down by track. So he does this with 2 other songs to set like a baseline. He does it with Good Times, Bad Times, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He does it with Man Child, Sabrina Carpenter's new song. And basically what he's looking for is like these little artifacts. He's looking for like how real it all sounds as you split it up. And he's using, again, an AI software to split these songs up by track.
Well, that's part of his theory is that if this is AI music, the AI is going to have a hard time actually splitting out the stems from AI music because it's trained on real music, right? So it's going to correct for things that are present in real music.
Yeah. So there was like a couple things that like made perfect sense. Like there was a lot of like reverb trails and stuff like that we could hear obviously in the real music. That you know, he's like, okay, you can hear this. This is like a real thing, whatever. And then he puts in the Dust on a Wind or whatever it's called.
Dust Near the Wind.
yeah, whatever it is. He puts that song into the AI and tries to break it up by track. And what happens is it has a really hard time with especially the guitars and the keyboard, I think, was like the one that had a really hard time splitting up. And he makes a really good point that these AI softwares are programmed by songs, not by like specific broken down tracks. So like that is another reason why it would have a hard time breaking it down. But like you would have to basically, and it also has a hard time with the effects too, because it's given a song, a finished like MP3 basically, and not given like specific broken down like wave files and stuff like that from like, here's the drum track, here's this. So it's not trained to be able to have those individual things like that.
Well, with that feature in Logic, that's part of it that's interesting to me is that Apple did train their stem splitter on real songs against the separate tracks that they bought like rights to, so they could prove like, oh, this matches and doesn't match exactly, but it's close. To give it some kind of like level of accuracy, right?
That's cool.
And all these AI generating song things, wherever they're coming from, Spotify or whoever, they're probably only training on the finished songs, almost certainly. And if they are, they're probably MP3s too, so you'll have artifacts for like compression that like things that wouldn't make sense normally.
Right. So he does a really cool, like we obviously just walked through the whole video, but you should watch him do it. It's a great little like kind of deep dive on it. Which leads me to what I saw today get posted. It was an article that dropped at like 3:45 today, which is AI quote banned. The Velvet Sundown is a art hoax created with Suno, the AI company. Spokesperson admits. One of the quote unquote members, the statement comes from the adjunct. I'm not gonna say that word. Pseudonymous. Tsunami. The statement comes from the Tsunami adjunct Velvet Sundown member Andrew Freelon, who admitted that the music was made with the AI music generator Suno, which is also super interesting. I meant to send you guys a link to this, but it wasn't super relevant. But Timbaland has been going really hard in AI music. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
I heard about that. Yeah.
He supposedly is starting like an AI music label or something that I read, which is like whatever. But he made this fake artist named Tata. He had this whole song that was like however many years old, he couldn't find the right singer for, and then he has this AI singer, and it's through Suno that he found this AI singer. And this guy says that this whole thing is marketing. He said that he told Rolling Stone that it's trolling people before they didn't care about what we did. And now suddenly we're talking to Rolling Stone. So it's like, is that wrong?
We still don't care.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, we smelled this. We're like,
people cared before. They were mad at you.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we've talked about this guy, right?
We've talked about
Freelon.
Suno.
We talked about Suno.
Yeah.
So Andrew is like supposedly like a member of this band. So I don't know if like the Velvet Sundown is like a real band.
What does that actually mean though? Does that mean he's the one who clicked the button?
So I think that the idea of what this is that from what I remember, and I'm going to skim the article again and make sure that I'm right. If I remember reading it, is that this guy does make music with people, but he was doing a bit to go, what if like people aren't listening to our music? What if I do it this way? What if I make fake music? What if I do this? So are
they going to play these songs that they didn't write when they go on tour?
I mean, they're not going to do shit. I don't think. Like, I don't know. So he says that he said that the AI was only used for brainstorming, but he eventually conceded that some songs, he said he didn't want to say which ones, were generated with Suno. Personally, I'm interested in art hoaxes, he says. The Leeds 13, a group of art students in the UK, made fake photos of themselves spending scholarship money at a beach or something like that, and it became a huge scandal. I think that stuff's really interesting. We live in a world where now things that are fake have sometimes even more impact than things that are real. That's messed up, but that's the reality that we face now. So it's like, should we ignore the reality? Should we ignore these things that kind of exist on a continuum, or real versus fake, or kind of blend between the two? Or should we dive into it and let it be emerging native language of the internet?
No, leave it alone.
This sounds like an art school asshole.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that it has 700,000 like monthly listeners on Spotify is even more.
Yeah, dude, Dust on My Ass is almost at 1 million. Like, I just like, it's just like, and the people, they were asking him how much, like, basically how much he's made, and he was like, I don't run the Spotify like back end, so he can't like say how much, but like they've gotten way more followers, they've gotten all sorts of this stuff. It's just like, it's just wild. And it seems as though, because I guess no one's figured out how they got their streams. Probably bots, but
I was
also
going to say probably bots, or Suno's not owned by Spotify, but it wouldn't shock me if Spotify acquires them, and maybe this is like a pilot of like, well, hey, can we just artificially make a band?
Yeah,
and
not
have
only,
it be successful.
And if they get in direct contact with the tastemakers at Spotify and say, hey, this is the thing we're doing.
They obviously were.
Put us on the Discover Now and put us on all the top playlists.
They were on there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think they got all their streams off of being featured on the right playlists.
Right.
Because people will just turn their Discover, their weekly Discover, their whatever on, just put it on shuffle. And if you made the weekly Discover, you might have made like the Rock Now or whatever the fuck playlist. So that seems like a very possible thing. This last little piece here is something that we didn't talk about if we want to talk about more like later or now, but I will mention some of this, and that is that Spotify has pushed AI artists in the past. Yeah. I don't know if you got to read these articles. I really suggest that you guys read these articles if you haven't already. We can probably put them in the show, and if we want to talk about it more later because it's pretty detailed, we can talk about it now too. But it's basically like
we've talked about it before that they have been pushing this because they see it as, they've talked about this to their like shareholders and stuff, where they're like, this is a way that we can lower our operational costs by just having AI music that replaces real music. We recommend it over the the brands, as they call it, that people know. Like, a band is a brand to them, and it's just content in their heads. It's not music. Yeah. So
there's this great article that someone wrote, Ted Gioia. I don't know if I want to say that name right, but The Honest Broker. I think you could Google that and then find their page. In this article, the article is "The Ugly Truth About Spotify is Finally Revealed," and this was written at the end of last year. But they were basically noting that in 2022 they noticed that there's all of these like jazz artists that are popping up, and they have like hundreds of thousands of monthly listeners and plays, and they're like, who are these people? And so they would investigate and be like, well, there's nothing. There's no social media. There's no proof of their existence outside of this Spotify page, and there's no proof of them existing outside of, and like this is it, right?
Well, and their music's only on Spotify.
Yeah, and so it's basically like they're, like you said, they're capitalizing on a lot of these like jazz, lo-fi things that people put on just kind of in the background, and they have these AI songs and these things that will just pop up that feel like they're doing the same thing, but they are all fake. And I think that there's a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack with it. But I think that this guy's whole, if this is a fucking, tricky art hoax, as he calls it, for Velvet Sundown, if I relate it back to this notion that this is not the first time that there's been AI music that has duped people on Spotify, I don't think your art hoax is that fucking clever, buddy. I think it's pretty wrong, because even if you were to say AI music is okay, you just are cool with lying to people about your art, your music, who you are, and making money off of it.
Yeah, it feels it's just a prank, bro.
Yeah.
It feels very much like that.
Yeah. And if they were going to promote it as this is the first AI band or whatever, bullshit.
Sure.
That Japan's
that's dumb,
already doing that.
but cool, I guess. You could do that.
Well, you could potentially make you could make a bit out of it. You could do something where you're upfront, or you could say like, I'm making this AI band, and all the money we make towards this is going to go into something else. And maybe he will do that, but it's like the premise right now is just like you said, this art douchebag who's just being an ass for no good reason.
He's like the art student who shows up with the empty painting and is just like, well, this is how I was feeling.
Yeah,
that kind of shit.
This piece is called Uninspired.
Or you just like what was it? There's a trend for a while, like art students just taking like layers in Photoshop and just copy and pasting and like layering them around, moving them, and they're like, I'm done. You're like, what? Why?
What is this?
Maybe,
for content aware like Phil and all that when that was new. That was AI technically. So
well, and there is like the point where there are like some artsy things that I just don't understand, and I'm like okay with that. But this there is a line where you do an artsy thing and an art project where you're like clearly taking advantage of people. And if you're trying to make a statement that people don't know what's real and what's fake in the world, that's super interesting. But again, you have found yourself in a situation where now you're probably making some decent money. 700,000 monthly listeners and like almost 1 million plays on a song, and other songs not being far behind it. You're gonna get a decent check.
That's like $40 a month.
That's like
dude.
yeah.
What? That's crazy.
I mean, realistically speaking, like if they're getting as many plays as it seems like they are, they like, because that monthly listeners is one number, but then to consider that like maybe some of them just kept listening,
right?
Or who knows how
or people don't know it's fake,
right?
Some of the people might not.
Yeah. There's definitely people who there's plenty of people I know who have seen this news, but there are enough that probably haven't and probably are just listening to it.
Well, to your point about it, if it was an art project, it'd be like, to me, it'd be one thing if it was an art project, and maybe like the more you listen to the album, the like more obvious it gets or something. That could be kind of funny,
right? Yeah.
But apparently, it doesn't do that.
No, it's
just a very much like trying to like con people out of their attention.
I think the funniest part to me, outside of everything else that I've mentioned, is that so many comments are like, if they're gonna make AI music, they could have at least made it like fucking good. This shit is like fucking like hot trash slop bullshit. And I'm
Not
like,
the point.
Okay, well, I think you probably would have listened to music like this if you didn't know it was AI, and you would have been totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely things that you could tell it's AI, I think, when you listen to it, but it still is like okay, you're all of a sudden making yourself feel like, they could have at least made good music. Like, okay, shut the fuck up. Like, you would have listened to this regardless. Like, there's no, that's such a weird like line to draw for this.
I have been seeing some artists talk about, like Michael Leake from Snarky Puppy, the owner of Snarky Puppy, was talking about how one of his bands had a mysterious CD uploaded to their profile.
Yeah,
and our friends in the Infamous had that happen to them too.
Yep, this is a very real thing where these AI companies basically, it's weird they did it with Snarky Puppy. It wasn't
one of his side projects.
Okay, but they basically target specifically sized bands. So like the Infamous, especially like when they released their album, they had like a big wave of listeners. So they weren't like at these crazy numbers, but they were at big numbers. But they were not like big enough to be like, if they were to do something weird, really skeevy, then like someone would really notice. So these companies are releasing like the fake stuff to then make money off of that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
If you do that 1,000 times to enough small people,
exactly. But it is a crazy thing. I think I'm not going to say this as like AI awareness, but just like, like pay attention to what you're listening to a little bit, if you shuffle your shit, just be like, is this real? I remember listening to that first the Katy Perry single from last year off of her new album. And I was like, this is fucking AI. And like, she got accused of it, didn't say anything about it. And then like sometime last year in this year, a few months ago, they were like, yeah, half of that, or no, more than half that album was AI.
Yeah. But we didn't hear about that because she went to space. And that overrid the
As
whole...
all important people.
Yeah. It's all important. Dude, they all go to fucking space, dude. That's crazy. So that's all I got for today. That's it. What a nice little thing. We're back for a second. We're so back for now. What are you guys listening to?
Not AI music.
Woo! Hey, that's the bear. Let's give it up.
That's how we gotta promote stuff now, right?
Yep. This is not AI, what I'm listening to.
No, last time that we were here, I think, Dave mentioned Jordy Greep had an album that came out last year.
Yeah.
I had not listened to it. I can't find the name of it now, but New Sound, maybe? New Sound,
something like that, yeah.
Either way, listen to that. He's from Black Midi, and he said his voice is weird, and it is. I love this album. It's awesome.
It's really good.
So good. There's a lot of, to me, David Bowie vibes on some stuff too that totally hit with me. Great. I've been listening to that a lot.
Fucking hate his voice.
You
so
should
much.
listen. You should listen. To
I've listened to it. I hate his voice so
Or,
not the whole album, but I've listened to I've tried Black Midi over and over and over again, and
I don't think his voice is that weird.
I don't know what it is. It doesn't work for me because I will listen to Black Midi instrumental shit, but I will not like as soon as he starts like the first track on that album went so viral on TikTok, and
it's great.
It's so good.
It's so
and
intense.
then he fucking opens his mouth, and I'm like, yeah, god damn it.
I've been listening to Lucas Nelson's first solo record, Without Promise of the Real, called American Romance, and it's really good. And also, Queens of the Stone Age put out
the Live in the Catacombs.
Yeah,
thing.
Alive in the Catacombs.
Did you guys? I didn't put it in the news. I thought it was like it's not like a really important thing to talk about because it's not real, but like people are talking about it like it's the thing they're gonna do. So they're doing like the tour, like play with like that's like the Catacombs set, whatever.
Yeah.
They're doing it like theaters.
They're
and
doing
stuff
that
like
to a bunch of different songs.
Yeah. And so they're like basically they're heavily insisting that people like show up dressing nice. And so all these articles are like Queens of the Stone Age new tour has a dress code. It's like that's not what they said. That's not. But they did like there's something in the quote that's this isn't exact. This is definitely like a not exactly what they said, but they said like we want people to show up like dressing like look your best kind of shit.
Do you know your fans? Also, what's your drummer gonna wear? Have you guys watched that yet?
No.
Okay, I've seen it like 12 times or more. It's so good. Once you get past the kind of base level cheesiness of it, it's really fucking good. But John Theodore is still wearing shorts.
Of course he is. And a tank top?
A tank top.
Yeah, of course he is.
In the Catacombs.
That's so funny.
This is a good album though.
Great.
Like, I assume they're going to do more if they're doing a whole tour.
Yeah, they definitely will. Stray from the Path released their album Clockworked. This is a great metal record. It is a ton of like, it's just energy, it's just fucking energy. It also, they released the album the day they released it. They were like, and we're breaking up after this tour, which is really sad. But they also were like, we are not mad at each other. We're all good. Like we're still friends. It's just time. It's over. It's also really funny. So the drummer for that band is Craig Reynolds. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. So he has that other podcast, The Downbeat, which is a great music interview podcast. But he's very aggressive on Twitter. I love it. But people like fans were giving them shit like, hey, you're not coming to my city for your last tour, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm going to crash out for a second. And he does this huge, long, multiple Twitter tweets where he's like, I've missed funerals. I've missed weddings. I've missed everything for this fucking band. If you want to see us, fly to see us. If we're not coming to your fucking, like, I'm not, I can't, like, you can't make me feel guilty for this. I love that. I'm so glad that he was like, because they're playing a shit ton before they're done. They're playing throughout the rest of the year.
Oh, like, not in my city.
Well, and announcing that too is the good move.
Yeah. But it's like
you don't usually get that.
Everybody giving them shit is like it's like, dude, he makes such a good point. Who knows how much like that's crazy. A couple other things, and then I'm going to mention some shout outs. So an emo band, I guess, called Arm's Length released an album called There's a Whole World Out There. I kept seeing people post about how it's like one of the albums of the year. I listened to it. It's phenomenal. It's like, maybe it's just because the drums are so fucking cool on it, but it's phenomenal. What a cool album. Obviously, there's the new Between the Buried and Me song, but I also want to mention Friend Operation. They're like a math rock band. They released an EP called Around the Bend. This was like a couple months ago, but one of my bands played their vinyl release show a couple weeks ago. Such a good fucking EP if you're into like the math rock stuff. It's incredible. The vocals, the songwriting, very good. Around the Bend by Friend Operation.
The drums are really good.
Drums sound great. And then Jackson, our good friend, ex-host,
The Quitter,
his other band, Visitor Parking, released a song called Try Hard. If you haven't listened to it, you gotta listen to it. It's the fucking song of the summer, and if you like the song, go watch the music video.
The music video is hilarious.
He put so much work into that music video, and it is really, really good. So watch the music video. Listen to Try Hard by Visitor Parking. It's a great fucking song, and great work. Congratulations to Jackson and all of Visitor Parking, because that shit's amazing. Anybody got anything else?
No.
Awesome. Hey, are we doing Fun Fridays on Friday? Are you free?
Probably not.
Okay.
Maybe.
You're not free?
No. Well, I got to see.
What do you... Okay.
You playing a 4th of July gig?
Yeah. Loading's at 4, so.
Loading's at 4.
Probably not.
You guys didn't hear that, right? Okay. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it so much. If you haven't already, please follow, subscribe, whatever podcast app you're using to listen to this. Or if you're watching on YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button. If you're on Twitch, hit the follow. All of it's free. It helps us out a ton. We really appreciate it. If you're on social media, you can find us DFTA Podcast on Instagram, Don't Feed the Artist on TikTok. Go hit those follow buttons over there. It's also free. If you have any thoughts about our news today, if you have thoughts about AI music, you can email us at feedback@don'tfeedtheartist.com, or you can DM us on those social media platforms. We'll see what the rest of the summer schedule looks like, but we'll find a way to kind of center it out and make it good once we're kind of a little bit more in a good place. We'll see. I mean, whatever. It doesn't. We're just traveling.
Some of us are going to be gone for a while.
It doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. And
Fuck off! Get rid of town!
just one more time. Okay, bye.